Hello, and welcome to Elden Ring. This isn't part of a run, this is just a quick little thing that I wanted to show and to get your thoughts on. See, as you could probably tell, I do a decent amount of builds, and I do that so that way I can try out a ton of different armor sets and weapons that you maybe don't really give the light of day in a typical run. And I feel like I do an alright job of that. But I have a friend, and they do a lot of builds as well, but they do something a little bit different. And this is one of their builds. And I wanted to show it off, and I wanted to get your thoughts on it. You see, they tend to do builds that fit with areas, and they like to create a theme and a backstory. So, this is their Raya Lucaria build. It is an assassin, and here the weapons you have the Claw of Night and the Cold Grave Scythe. Now, the Claw of Night, obviously, is a claw. It's fast, it's light, it's good for small, weak enemies like dogs and foot soldiers. And then the Grave Scythe, a lot slower, but it hits harder, better for breaking stances, better for bigger enemies. And then from there, you have the Golden Order seal. If you want to create a build like this, honestly, any seal will do. But they have Bestial Vitality to get health back, Blessing of the Erdtree to get health back. You don't need both. You can honestly just go with one. But they also have Assassin's Approach in order to silence their footsteps, Shadow Bait to lure enemies around, and Darkness to make sure that the enemies don't see them. Because as you can probably tell, assassin build, they want to be sneaky. And so they've got a few incantations in order to help with that. Then next up, for the armor set, they have the Skeletal Mask and Raptor's Black Feathers. And then, while they're part of different sets, they felt like it fit these two pieces together. So they have the Dryleaf arm wraps and leather trousers. And that gives this sneaky, assassin-like look to them. And then they have the Blessed Bluedew Talisman, the Axe Talisman, the Smithing Talisman, and the Shard of Alexander. And all of these serve one single purpose: Scattershot Throw. See, this is the unique skill of the Claws of Night, and like I said, all four of them are specifically for that. As you can see here, it only takes 11 FP for the first shot, and then another 11 for the second shot. That's 22 FP. Blessed Bluedew Talisman gives you 1 FP per second passively, meaning that you can do both shots, and in 1/3 of a minute, you'll get all of your FP back. And then Axe Talisman, that's good for charge attacks. So not actually good for Scattershot Throw, but good for that. And as you can see there, the heavy attack actually throws the claws and then they reappear in your hands, like a smithing weapon. Which Smithing Talisman boosts. So, Smithing Talisman boosts that, and Scattershot Throw. And then Shard of Alexander obviously boosts skills, which Scattershot Throw is a skill. Meaning, Axe Talisman and Smithing Talisman both upgrade these. And then Smithing Talisman and Shard of Alexander both boost Scattershot Throw. And it is a powerful skill. My friend went through the area using it, helping people. They do a lot of co-op. And something they told me was almost every single time they used it, it procced bleed. Which is an incredible thing to hear. So, it was surprisingly very, very powerful. And then the Grave Scythe, it's on cold because since the scythe is used for bigger enemies that have more health, typically like bosses, being able to have bleed and frost buildup can take a chunk of the boss's health 2 separate times. And then there's frost, which gives a debuff. And then also partially because it gives strength, dex, and intelligence scaling, and my friend has all 3 of those stats pretty high. As you can see, they are running a level 400 character, so might need to do things a bit differently if you're going to run this build, because most people don't have a level 400 character. But very solid foundation, and they went through the area helping some people. They told me it was very fun, it was very strong, and so this is just a quick little showcase of that build, of that theme, and I want to know your thoughts on it, and I want to know if you want me to do something like this for the single weapon class runs, to create a backstory and a theme like that. Oh, that being said, yeah,